Would you ever eat gas station sushi?
Yes.
Okay, that was very fast. That was very fast, almost too fast.
The only reason I say that is because when I was in college, it was in Erie, Pennsylvania. They had sushi at like I think it was called the Roost or something like that, and it was borderline gas station sushi. So like, would I do it? Well, yeah, because I've done it in the past. So
yeah,
like,
so you can't.
So
be
I can't
really.
Yeah, I can't change my ways now.
Do you think it would depend on the gas station?
100%. Like Quick Trip, doing it.
Yeah.
If we were going to like a rundown Amoco station, probably not. Probably not.
Would it depend on the state? Like if you're in a landlocked state?
Oh, 100% depends on a state.
Like if I'm in California, I'm eating the gas station sushi.
100%. Like no questions asked. But if we're in Nebraska, probably not eating sushi anywhere.
Even in Minnesota, sometimes I'm like,
You're not wrong there.
Even
like
at a restaurant, I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, if it's not a sushi only restaurant, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Actually, unless it's like Tavern 23, they got some good sushi.
They do have good sushi.
They're right around the corner.
Yeah,
They got really
had
good sushi.
Sushi yesterday from Lunds and Byerly's. It
Decent,
was unreal.
Decent. You know, I worked at Byerly's
No.
during COVID.
No. Wait, like recently.
Yeah,
during COVID.
like during COVID. Yeah, I was playing pro at the time, and like I just couldn't sit at home. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's so
Like,
fair.
The only thing you could do is go play golf, and I was going nuts.
Were you a cashier or were you just stocking?
I was an online shopper.
That's even worse. That's way
I didn't want
worse.
to talk to people.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go to work and like
put your headphones in.
do something. Yeah.
Do something.
And my little brother was working there. Will, you know Will.
Aww.
Yeah, Will was working there at the time, so it was just like, whatever, we'll just do something. 'Cause
Yeah.
there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I did not know that.
Yeah, bag boy, online shopper.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine walking around Lunds and Byerly's and seeing you being the bag boy. Like, I would just be like, who is that man? Why is he working here?
I started dating my wife when I was doing that.
Like, did you meet her there?
No, not there.
Oh,
we met
okay.
on Hinge. But
Even better.
right? The app meant to be deleted.
This is actually an ad.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe that. Like, I literally met my wife when I was a stock boy, pretty much at Byerly's.
Well, and
I was playing pro hockey at the time too, but still, like, I was a bag boy at that given time because we didn't know if like life was ever gonna start up again.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it was
a lot of
crazy, weird time. Looking back at it now, holy overreaction. But
Yeah. It is funny that you say that because I feel like I always see those videos of pro hockey players and people be like, what do you tell people when they ask you what you do for a living?
Yeah.
And people will be like, I tell them I'm a dog walker or I'm a this or that. And you actually were a bag boy.
Yeah, I was.
Just keeping it.
I don't need to lie.
No. At least you know your wife is in it for you. I'm a bag boy.
I hope. Nah, I'm just kidding. She is.
I love that. Goalies, welcome to the Talk Goalie to Me podcast, where we spill all the behind the mask tea, talk gear that actually works, and hear the crazy stories only goalies can tell. Big shout out to General Sports, where you can get your pads, mask, and everything in between totally dialed in. All right, let's kick things off. Today, we're joined by someone who's lived the game at every level, from junior gold to college to pro. Post-high school, he started in the Null, posting multiple seasons around a .92 save percentage. That led to Division I hockey at Mercyhurst and eventually to the ECHL and AHL with teams like South Carolina, Hershey, Indy, Rapid City, and Manitoba. And here's the kicker. He actually got cut from his high school varsity team. Like Michael Jordan, he turned that setback into motivation, worked harder, and never gave up. That perseverance is the heart of his story and what shapes how he coaches today. He's now one of the most respected goalie development minds in the game, working with elite youth, junior, college, and pro goalies. He's known for his attention to detail, his communication, and his ability to help goalies build confidence, identity, and love for the game. Personally, he's known me for a very long time, coached me, pushed me, and invested in helping me grow. And he's not just teaching from the sidelines. He still jumps into practices with the Minnesota Wild, seeing the position at an NHL pace right now. So when he talks technique, mindset, or even goalie gear, he's speaking from real, lived experience. He's lived the grind. He's lived the pressure. He has an amazing story of perseverance, and now he's shaping the next wave of goaltenders. Please welcome Adam Carlson. We are here with Adam Carlson. Thank you so much, Adam, for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. I have been coached by Adam since I was a girl, so it's really exciting to have him in the chair next to me.
Is that middle school that you started?
I think it was middle school.
It's pretty wild. I remember your state tournament in high school, your senior year.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Was it though? It feels like yesterday.
I know, it really does. But it's so funny now that I'm like a grown woman to
Right?
be like talking with you and stuff. I'm like, I can't believe I'm an adult.
Right?
It's wrong. It just feels
Happens
wrong.
quick.
I know.
Happens quick.
I'm almost 25.
It's like
It's
the
not
cliche,
real.
like you never know when it's gonna end, and it goes by quick.
Exactly.
Like looking back at it now, it's just like, oh, where did it go?
Yeah, I know. That's exactly how I feel, especially when my college career was over.
And it was what, 6 years?
Yeah. and it was long overdue. I was like, wow.
We got two opposite ends of the spectrum of college.
Yes, I
1
know.
year, 6 years.
1 year. Guys, he graduated in 1 year.
I wish. Still,
He's a genius.
still waiting for that degree to show up in the mail.
Honorary.
Right?
Yeah, it
Maybe
will.
maybe
one
I'll
day.
get there. Maybe.
Yeah. You never know.
Like Kanye.
Oh, God.
Is that not a good person to bring up on a podcast?
No, it's perfect, actually. I love that. Okay, well, let's get right into it. We have your last goalie mask here,
Yeah, let's
right?
geek out on the
I
fun
love it.
stuff. Should I pick it up, or do we want to just...
Yeah, you pick it up.
I'm going to pick her up.
And you explain that to me, kind of what's on it. And I love hearing about people's back plates, like especially.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I put a lot of thought into this one. Does the camera, like, zoom in and stuff?
Yeah, it's this one.
Oh, that's the one. All right,
Yeah.
I'll look over here.
It's both of them, I guess. It's all three of them.
Sweet.
You're surrounded.
Oh my God, there's another one. It's crazy. So we'll start with the back plate. Obviously, you guys can see old school mask. I saw all the Gophers doing this my entire childhood growing
Yeah.
up, and no one had done it in a while. And I was like, time to bring it back. And you've seen a couple of guys do it since.
Oh, yeah.
I had done this one, so there's a few guys that are wearing it now. Again, so I guess I brought it back.
Yeah, trendsetter.
Right. But just standard old school look. If you look on this side here, so this was my helmet when I played in Rapid City, South Dakota. You can see right here, this is the Badlands National Park, which is a gorgeous area on the western side of South Dakota. I've also got a coyote, which I'm almost positive is their state animal. And then on this side, I'm a big time outdoors guy. In this little red area here, we got the Black Hills, which I fell in love with the Black Hills when we were out there. My wife and I got married in the northern part of the Black Hills. Spearfish, beautiful part of the country. Hidden gem. Nobody go there. The place sucks. I hate it. And then right on top of that, we've got probably my favorite part of the helmet, just a pheasant hunter with his dog about to shoot some pheasants. Obviously, that's South Dakota in a nutshell, and one of my favorite things that I like to do, whether
Yeah.
it's pheasant hunting or duck hunting, anything outdoors, you know that pretty well. And then just our logos. I think this is our second logo, and then Rapid City's main logo with the circle on it, all that jazz. We said we were starting with the back plate. I didn't start with the back plate. Here we are. We're at the back plate. Just standard back of the old school bucket. I got the outline of Minnesota, and in case you don't know what Minnesota looks like, it's written down at the bottom. And then the name on here on the back is Gump. That's a very special nickname. My grandfather called me Gump. He actually just passed away about a year ago, almost to date, honestly. It was beginning of November last year that we lost Stan, who obviously. Actually, Tony will tell you that Stan is like a big mentor in his life and somebody that he looks up to in the coaching world. My grandpa Stan was a pretty incredible human, and he called me Gump after Gump Worsley. So I don't know if you know who Gump Worsley is. Do you?
Nope.
You're running the goalie pod in Minnesota. Gump
I need to brush up.
Gump Worsley is, I think he was one of the last goaltenders to not wear a helmet, and he played for the Minnesota North Stars. And he always had these dumb one-liners, just a witty, old, short, fat man that was a stud at goalie. And so up, my grandfather would always call me Gump whenever I'd call. It was, Gump, how you doing? Gump, what's going on? Gump, how's the fishing? How's the wet? Like, it was always Gump. And so I always did Carl or Carly or whatever on the back plate or on the chin, whatever the boys called me. And then this one, I just had a hunch that this was probably going to be one of my last masks. And it was just like, well, Gump is the way.
Yeah.
Gump is the one that needed to be back there. So this helmet's really special to me. I've given a couple away to friends just to put up at their bars and at their houses and whatnot. But this is one that I got to hold near and dear to my heart. So I really like this helmet. And it's Victory helmet. Well, it's not Victory anymore. The guy just switched. I think it's a Savior mask. Guy by the name of Adam, I'm going to mess up his name. Goggio, Goggio. Savior mask is the name. This is one of, like, the best helmets that I've ever used. Between this and the Vaughn Pro Choice, pretty heavy-duty, hardcore mask. I spilled my coffee this morning, and it got all over my mask, and we got coffee up here, but yeah.
Is it, like, custom fitted to your head?
Yeah, this one's custom fitted to my head, and then kind of a whole custom thing, too. So the way that, like, they have shells, obviously, that they use, and then they can work with it, like, in terms of the padding, but I had them cut out the face hole a little bit more just because I could see it in my peripherals, and that just irritated me. And if something in my equipment irritates me, like, I can't play.
That's like I mean? Every goalie
like,
ever.
I'm like, why can't I do this? My body just completely shuts down, and I forget how to play hockey. But no, they made that adjustment for me. But Adam is now over, and he started his own helmet making company. He's pretty small. I'm not sure. I don't want to say how many helmets he makes a year, but he puts together a very, very good product. Andy Kirchner. I mean, he's wearing one of them right now, and it's like honestly one of the best looking helmets that I've seen.
Oh, really?
Outside of the Pro's Choice. Like,
yeah,
they're legit.
I just got fitted for like a Pro's Choice. I just got it like a week ago.
Did Dom make it for you?
Yeah,
Dom is awesome.
Amazing.
The Pro Choice bucket is like stupid good.
It's so nice. And I feel like I've only ever been in like a Bauer.
Yeah.
And when I tried this on, like, I have a small head, like I'm a girl, and like those ones just don't.
It's
the
like
Bauer ones, like, yes, it's perfect. The Bauer ones just don't fit me perfectly.
Well, and then also Bauer helmets, I'm not sure if they've made the change, but in the past, with their padding, they use a water-based glue. Oh. So what happens in a water-based glue?
Yeah.
When it gets soaked with sweat, all that glue comes out, and then I'm sure there's listeners and whatnot that have a Bauer helmet, and their pad keeps falling out, and they got to just put it back in and then put their bucket back on in order to, like, you have to put the foam in every time that you put your helmet on. Like,
how safe is that?
It's not very safe. Like, you got a 3-piece, 4-piece helmet at that point. Like, that's not what you want. And,
no.
I mean, Vaughn does all the little things. You got a chance to work with Dom. Dom is pretty awesome. Now, it's a steep price tag. I don't even know if we want to say how much the price tag is on the Vaughn's Pro Choice, but if there's one thing for any of our listeners to invest in, it's the protection of their head, like, without a doubt.
100%.
Like, if you can't, if you're not willing to, spend at least $1,000 on protecting your head, especially in today's economy and where our products are at and price points, like, you're not protecting your head well enough.
No, and you hear so many goalies like ending their career on 8 concussions or like what is more worth it? Like, a long career and protecting your brain,
Yeah.
or ending your career because you just
You
literally,
cheaped out.
yeah.
You wanted to save $500, which, I mean, $500, I mean, depending upon where you're living, like, that could be your rent.
Yeah.
It's my brother's rent right now.
In Brainerd?
Yeah,
you could-
maybe it's half. It's half their rent. He's paying $500. He's covering half their rent. But still, like, I mean, $500 is a good chunk of change, and I don't think that's the spot to shave a penny.
Yeah, I would
Like,
totally agree.
I don't think so one bit. And think about it, we play the most vulnerable position out there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a puck that's flying to your head and you got a guy below the goal line that just decides to rip one right off your cheek. I actually just found a video the other day. I should send it to you. Actually, I got absolutely rocked. I was wearing this helmet. What's his first name? I think it's Troy Hawkins. Played in, I know I have his first name wrong. His last name is right, Hawkins. Just absolutely ripped one from behind the goal line. It was my second to last game I ever played in. Actually, can I grab my phone and show you this video?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I just found it when I was clearing out my iPad the other day. Hit play on that.
Those jerseys.
Yeah. Smoked.
Oh my gosh!
Absolutely smoked.
In this helmet?
Yeah, that's.
Oh my gosh, you have to send this to me.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's like shocking.
It's a rip. Like, that guy's cannon. Like, he shoots the puck harder than a lot of NHLers. Talk to any
my
goalie
gosh.
who plays in the coast. Ask about a Hawkins one-timer or just a hard snapshot. Hawkins has a rip.
Oh my gosh. And half of my reaction is how gigantic you look in your RBH.
I'm a big boy.
That's so awesome. That's insane.
I'll send this
That's
to
a
you
crazy
right now,
video. Yes, please send that to me. And then, obviously, you wore this mask, and were you always a Vaughn guy?
I didn't know what I was until I was a Vaughn guy. I turned into, like, I just got pads that we could afford all through high school. And then working with one of the pod sponsors, General Sports. Shout out Matt Hapla. I started working there in high school, and I actually probably ruined the program that we had set up there. So when I was in high school, it was like super old school still. Like, you had to type in all the numbers on the cash register and it would pop open. But we had write-offs. So if you like bought something in the store, you could write it on a piece of paper and like turn it into Craig Johnson, the owner. And then he would just like take a certain percentage out of your paychecks.
Oh.
Well, I needed new pads my senior year. And so I decided to I wrote off like a brand new pair of like Vaughn V4, like all white, totally custom pads. Like just
easy, write it off.
Wrote them off and just threw them in my truck.
Like a
It
Gatorade.
took me like 2 years to pay it off. And ever since then, we have not done that. So sorry, General Sports employees.
You ruined it.
I ruined it for everyone, but I got my first set of Vaughns out of, just being a little bit of a scumbag.
What a deal.
And I got hooked on Vaughns ever since. I was wearing like iTechs. I liked iTech in high school and like middle school, but they don't exist anymore. I think they were bought out by Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
And then switched to Vaughns. And then, from like Ev, who works out there, Scott Hughes, who's the pro rep, and then Dom, like those guys have taken such great care of me. They're handmade products made in America. I think they have some that is made overseas, but they're old school. They're not the fastest company in the world, but they're great with their customers. They take care of their customers. They make a great pad, and they'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
Like they're not the fastest, and they'll be the first to tell you that. But like it's handmade quality shit. Like it is.
Yeah.
It is good. You don't see that across other brands. I'm not going to badmouth any other brands. Everyone has their own niches in terms of the goalie pad market, but like I just loved Vaughn. Always did. The second that I basically stole my first pair from General Sports.
I love Vaughn because of their story.
Yeah.
Because when they talk about it, they'll be like, we're a blue collar shop.
They are.
We
hardcore.
Yes, and I grew up in a bait store in northern Minnesota, and so I feel like I really resonate with the brand. And then
It's
they also
still
make
blue collar.
Yes,
it is still super blue collar out there.
They never changed, and
No.
I also love that their products are great too. So
Well, it's because there's so much care put into it.
yeah, it's just cool, and they can do cool stuff. I feel like people overlook them because they feel like they can't do custom cool stuff, but they can.
They can. It's just everything's gonna be sewn in there, and it's gonna charge you. There's gonna be an extra charge for it, but it's gonna be the longest lasting pad that you have.
Yeah, and not screen printed. They can't do that. So if you want something like,
I'm sure they will, but I don't think they want to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna put words into Mike's company, but I don't know. They got a really good thing going, and they get overlooked. They don't market as much as your Bowers and Trues and all that stuff, but they put together a really good pad. I'm kind of a Vaughn whore when it comes to that.
It's okay, me too. We go hand in hand there. And you basically put me on Vaughn, which is so funny because I saw you wearing them.
You were in Bowers, weren't you?
I was in exactly what you said. I was in what my parents could afford. Play It Again Sports. Anything from Play It Again Sports.
And then you had the brown Vaughns.
Yes.
Senior year.
And
They changed your life.
They absolutely changed my life.
Changed your life.
My first set of Vaughns I actually bought at General Sports, and they were the white with the silver diamond stitch.
Yep.
And they were incredible.
That was my second pair of Vaughns.
I swear, I probably slept with those every night.
Probably.
I was in love with them. And then I got the brown retros.
Those things were sweet.
Yeah.
Except for they absorb a lot of water.
Because they were suede.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Guys, don't do that.
Don't do the suede leather.
But they were swag. They looked like I looked amazing in them. Except the glove didn't match.
Well, the Nordiques game versus the Whalers that just played, Carolina Hurricanes versus the Avalanche. That new style of the old school pad is so much more efficient than what the old one was.
Yeah.
Carey Price did one early in his years where it was the very similar pad that you had, and it was the V3 or V4, where it was that old school looking leather, and it performed like the old pads. They just soaked up a bunch of water.
Yeah.
The only difference was there wasn't deer hair in the pad. It was standard up-to-date pads, but it still absorbed water like the old pads used to, and they just got heavy and gross. And then, another shout out to Andy Kirchner. He left a pair of those in a bag after a skate one time for just a week, which we've all done, right?
Yeah.
We've all done, and then he pulled them out of the bag, and there was just mold all over them. So they just absorbed so much, and they get so heavy. So the new age old school looking leather is so much better.
Oh yeah,
so much better.
It's crazy how much Goalie has changed, gear, but also the position in the past 2 years. Even in the past 3, 5 years, it changes so much. It's
daily,
insane,
daily
for sure. But now that we've talked a little bit about General Sports, let's get into our little sponsor segment. This is my first sponsor read, everybody.
Good luck.
Adam is going to rate my amazing sponsor read after, but this is my first time, so he needs to go a little bit easy on me.
I am biased towards both parties, towards GS and you. So
I know.
You're in a good spot.
I think I'm in good hands.
You're in a good spot.
Okay, let me take a little breather. If you're a girl... Oh, no, we really started off on a really tough spot. Restart. If you're a goalie, you already know finding the right gear is half the battle. That's where General Sports comes in. They've got the best goalie setup in the Midwest. Pads, masks, sticks, skates, everything built for the ones crazy enough to stand in front of 90 miles per hour slap shots. But the real game changer is their goalie lab. You can book a fitting and work one-on-one with a goalie specialist like me to make sure your pads, chesty, and mask actually fit you right. No guessing. No, this will probably work. just a perfect setup for how you play. Doesn't matter if you're just starting out or chasing a contract, General Sports will make sure your setup actually works for how you play. So before you order something online that might not fit, go get dialed in at General Sports or check them out at generalsportsmn.com. Because every save starts with the right setup, and General Sports makes sure you've got it. All right, Adam. Rate it 1 through 10. First timer.
Okay. Once again, I told you that we were biased from the start. And I don't know if you know this or our listeners know this. I helped Matt. Matt is a very dear friend of mine. Matt and I helped in plenty of other parties. Gannon, Evan Draves, a handful of other people as well, helped start that goalie performance lab. So all that hits close to home. So I'm gonna go 9.6.
Yes.
Only because I would have given you a 10 out of 10, but only because you stuttered on the skates.
And I had to restart.
But like that's the awesome part about podcasts and reads is like everything is so genuine and natural, and you're not a robot.
It's so true. I'm not a robot, guys.
9.6 could be.
Yes.
9.
It'll improve. It will improve. I'll become a pro eventually. But yeah, I know that you did a little bit of work at the goalie lab and everything with General Sports. Yep. So like for our listeners and stuff, like what does that look like? If a kid came in, what would that look like?
So if a kid comes in, they first meet with Gannon Volk, who's the head of the General Sports Health and Wellness. He's the chiropractor there. You go through, we'd get some measurements, goalie measurements. We don't need to get too much into the weeds on that. Text flexibility, and then just flexibility, range of motion, which are two different things, which I can let Gannon get into when you sign up for a performance lab. And then like I said, flexibility, range of motion, and then measurements, and we go down the whole 9 yards. Like I'm drawing a brain fart right now because there's so much.
Yeah.
Right? Like from upper body to lower body to your feet, like all the above. The same way that Matt Hapla is with his skate fittings and General Sports as a whole is with their skate fittings. It's that exact same thought process with every piece of equipment that comes with goaltending. So you go with Gannon, you meet with Gannon. We have a sheet that we share together where I get live up-to-date things. So like I'll be at the shop or you'll be at the shop, and Gannon will be down at the warehouse, which is 2.5 blocks away from the shop. And as he's updating things in the app, I'm grabbing all the sizes and potential sizes and things that might work for this specific goalie so that when you walk into the store 5, 10, 20 minutes later, whatever it ends up being, because it's right around the corner, like we've got everything laid out for you, and we've got different styles and everything that we have down, if we have it in the store, is going to be in your size or what we truly believe is going to be your size. And we're all human beings, right? Like there's some times where it's like, okay, we're going to be a little bit off, but like we're not. There's very few times that we have something like that happen. So it's just a more exact, I don't want to say exact, but more efficient way to fit all the goalie gear. And like we truly test everything. Range of motion, playing style, athletic ability, like all of it comes into play here versus just like coming into the store and it's just like, oh, you're a goalie? This is my favorite pad. Like you should wear this pad. When it's like, well, like we're testing flexibility and range of motion. Like if you're not a flexible human being in any way, like what are you doing wearing a stiff Bauer pad? What's the point? What's the point of wearing the stiffest true pad? Doesn't make any sense. You should be in the Vaughn V6s. We're up to the V10s now, right? Yeah. You should be in a V10. You should be in a softer pad that allows your hips a little bit more mobility. Yes, your post work isn't going to be as efficient and be able to pop off as quick, but you're not that athletic and your range of motion and flexibility isn't there. So why are we going to put you into a pad that's going to make those things harder?
Yeah.
So we just look for things like that, and then we've had a really good success rate with it, and we're excited to continue to kick it off.
Yeah, I've heard. Just thinking about me, and when I got into goalie, my dad knew nothing about goalie gear.
Same with mine.
And so this is such a great way for people to actually learn, especially as a woman or a girl.
Yes.
Because a lot of girls are in the wrong size gear. Because people are just like, here you go.
A lot of goalies just in general, especially girls.
Yeah.
But, like, it's ridiculous. And bottom line, folks, like, I don't know who needs to hear this PSA. Don't get that bigger pad and just have your kid grow into it.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see a goaltender in smaller pads and be an athlete. And sure, they might get one off the knee or high on their pad. Well, guess what? That's part of the position. If you can't take a little bump or a bruise there because, your pad moved on you, probably in the wrong position. So, like, it's going to happen. But the best thing that ever happened to me personally was when I went from college to pro, and I got put in NHL sizing. So for those who don't know, in the mid-2000s, or do we call it the teens, like 2010, 11, 12, 09-ish, they shrunk a whole bunch of the goalie pads. Mm-hmm. Jean-Sebastien Giguère was wearing a chest protector, Patrick Waugh, all those guys in that era, and that was even a little bit earlier, they were wearing massive gear. They had a pair of breezers that were a waist size for somebody that was like a 68 waist. Like, just a massive gear. And, like, there's stories of Patrick Waugh where he'd just drop in the butterfly and he wouldn't make any adjustments, and his equipment manager would just come up, and wherever he saw holes, they'd just put in extra padding on the chest protector in that spot. And then, obviously, with rule changes, they made a big one in, like, 2014 to what it is today. But there was a couple of goalie rule changes where they shrunk all the pads.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happened to goalies? Their numbers went up.
Yeah.
They thought they were going to increase scoring by making goalie pads smaller. No. They forced goalies to move. They forced goalies to get smarter. They forced us to get down and dirty in the technique and into the weeds in that aspect. And sorry, like, it's a dangerous group of people to do it to because we are such losers when it comes to just, like, dialing into the details.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about hyper focus and wanting to. It's just like, I don't know, like Derek Jeter watching his swing after every single at bat, or like any NHLer. Like, every goalie is like this. Any high end goalie. There's very few that are just like out there. But every one of us is so detailed, and they forced us to be even more detailed in all aspects of our position, and goalies got better. You want to know why? Because they could move. So back to my PSA, parents, just because the pad is bigger and the kids' pads are a little bit beat down and you think you can grow into it, don't. Let them play in those smaller pads until those bigger pads actually fit. If you've got 2 to 3 inches between your knee, when you drop in the butterfly, between your knee and like the top part of the knee block, that pad is massive. And when they drop in the butterfly, their pads are this far, like way out in front of them, and they're leaning back. You're hurting your kid. You're hurting your athlete in every way, because it's too big and they can't move. And now they're getting wide and everything's all spread out.
Yeah.
When we're wide, we create holes. When we're wide, we don't get good edge grabs. Got to keep it tight. Mm-hmm. Here I am putting my goalie coach hat on.
Oh, no.
Get it tight. Get it tight. So don't go big. If anything, go perfect or go small. It'll make you a better goalie. I went from 36 plus 2-inch pads in college to, when I signed my freshman year, to 34 plus a halves when I got to pro.
Wow.
I can find a picture somewhere. I think I have it on Snapchat if I want to go through those. I don't know if I want to do that.
All the way
but
back then.
I can find those and send them to you. I got like a side-by-side picture of my college pads and my pro pads, and everyone would be like, this is insane. But it was the best thing that ever happened in my game. The best thing.
How much adjustment did that take?
Not much, because I was already trying to play how Mitch Korn and Scott Murray were. They're trying to tighten up my game, right? And so in order to get nice and tight, like I really enjoy it. I I didn't have an adjustment period. It was better because my 36 plus 2 pads, when I was trying to get my knees tight on everything, the tops of my pads got in the way. They got in the way, and then I'd rotate, and I'd grab my edge, and then the tops of my pads would collide. I got to the 34 plus a halves, never happened.
Yeah.
So it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also like brand new pads.
Of course.
I really like the brand new pads. Nice and stiff. I don't want any movement in it. Fresh out of the box, I can put them on and play in a game. I loved it.
The first few months are amazing.
Unbelievable.
I can't say that about a glove. I
like that.
But pads, yes. Blocker, yes.
Blocker for sure. Chest protector, no. Breezers, don't care.
Yeah, breezers don't care.
Skates, first skate, I'm good.
I know. That's how I always was.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because you went to General Sports and you got fitted properly.
just a whole ad.
Yeah, there you go, Habs.
Speaking of your transition from college to pro and just doing 1 year of college, what was your thought process behind that?
I don't think there was much of a thought process, to be honest. It was kind of a whirlwind. So, like, if we backtrack a handful of years, I guess it would be 4 years at that point, like my senior year at Edina getting cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never played an ounce of varsity hockey at the prestigious Edina. And I think the best thing I did at that point was, not be pissed off at the coaching staff there. Like, Kurt Giles and I still have a good relationship. Do I see him often? Do we talk and text? No. Like, not that much. Whenever we see each other at the rink, it's super cordial. Like, I never held any animosity towards the guy or the staff. I understood the situation. I probably wasn't going to play many games, and, who knew? Like, I was going to go play junior gold on a team that had, like 12 guys that had played varsity hockey at Edina, and we waxed everyone. We outscored our opponents in the state tournament 18-2.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
it was a cakewalk the whole year. It was a blast. We had a lot of fun. And so from, being cut and then working my tail off through juniors, I played 3 years of juniors, 1 year pay to play, 2 years in the North American League. It was just like almost a dream. It felt like a dream. Like, it was ridiculous. Never once did I think I was going to get a Division I scholarship. Never once. When I went to play juniors, I wanted to play Division III. And if it could have been at Gustavus, my sister was going to college there. Like, that was my goal, was to play college hockey, Division III. And then I just enjoyed it, and I worked my ass off. I had a great crew of people that I was working with, and things worked out. After my first game in the North American League, Providence called, my assistant coach, and there's a whole bunch of, like, small world connections through all of this, the whole process. But, like, Providence called after my first game in the North American League, and it was like, holy shit, like, you can go play Division I. Like, this is possible. Just keep doing what you're doing. And so I did. And I was pretty psycho when it came to the training. There was mornings when I was playing in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where we'd skate at like 10 a.m. and I'd drive to Minneapolis and I'd train from 6 to 8 a.m. and I'd get in the car and drive, 2.5 hours to make it to practice on time. So I'd sleep at home that night, train in the morning, drive back just to get like a little reset. So it's not like I wasn't putting in the work. Like, it was all earned, never given. There you go, Notre Dame. But I don't think there wasn't much to think about, to be honest, when I left college. It's because of how fast it all happened and like how cool it was, right?
Yeah.
Like it felt surreal. And so for those who don't know or know my story or all that jazz, cut from Edina High School, and then 4 years later I signed an NHL contract with the Washington Capitals. And it ended up happening my freshman year out of Mercyhurst, which that was a whole nother thing, like deciding to go to Mercyhurst. If there's one piece of advice that I can give to anyone, it's go to where you're wanted. Go to where you want. When you're getting recruiting, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of parents that listen to this podcast. Their kids are going through recruiting right now. Like, do not go to the biggest, most fancy school, all that jazz. If you want to go to a specific school because they got the best engineering program, 100% go to the school for the education. But if you're going to school just strictly based off of the hockey, go to where you're most wanted.
Yeah.
Not the best place to play. Like, go to where you're wanted and where you're going to be able to be the most successful that you can be. I was taught, so a little more background, I keep going back. My last year of juniors, I had a 56 save shutout. And after that day, the floodgates opened. I was talking to a bunch of teams, Division I wise, but after that game specifically, the floodgates opened. Boston College, Michigan, University of Minnesota, North Dakota, UMass Lowell, like you name it, they were calling. And I won't say what school it was. It was a very big school in a state that starts with the letter M. Let's just say that.
I could have guessed it.
And I had just gone on my visit to Mercyhurst, and I got a call from an assistant coach who I believe is no longer coaching in college hockey. There's other background stories. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, though. Doesn't matter. I got a call from them recruiting me to a big school, massive school, the school that I would love to go and play for, and tell me pretty much that they knew that I was getting an offer from Mercyhurst and that it was bullshit and that that's not where I wanted to go, and that's what small schools do. They go and attack you early so that you feel anxious, and, like, you know, bigger schools will come later. I was like, well, if you want me, like, offer me now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how cool your school is, how big your school is. Like, also, do you know where I grew up? Like, I know everything I need to know about this school, and all you're doing is bad-mouthing Mercyhurst, a small school that is in Atlantic hockey, but they want me. They care about me. They want me. And all you can do is sit there and badmouth that. And they play in a shack. I don't want to say a shack. Like, it's a steel can. There's bleachers on one side of the rink and then stadium seating behind the home goalie. If not, it is a standard local hockey rink.
Yeah.
It is nothing special. We have everything we need there at Mercyhurst. I love the place. I'm not bad-mouthing it one bit. I still work with them hand in hand every once in a while.
Yeah.
Great place to play. But all this school could do, and this coach, was badmouth that program. It's like, why would I come here? Why would I come here to this culture? You're leading this culture, and all you can do is you're playing at a big M school, and all you can do is sit here and badmouth Mercyhurst? What? No, I'm going there. I'm going to Mercyhurst right now. I didn't even talk to other schools after that. I was like, this is, okay, if this is how the rest of this is going to go, I'm going to Mercyhurst. And then I went there because, one, of that situation. Two, I felt like I'd get the most amount of playing time and an opportunity to start my freshman year, which I did. And then I played 18 games my freshman year, and after my first game again. So first game in juniors, got a call from a Division I team. After my first game against Army, where I believe we won 2-1, I got a call from Will Nickel at the Washington Capitals that invited me to development camp with the Washington Capitals. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, talk about all this work and, you know, being a good person, working my ass off, doing all the right things, meeting all the right people. Talk about it paying off. Like, this is happening quick.
Yeah.
And
what a whirlwind.
Yeah. And so it was just like, all right, like, I've been here before. Like, this just happened 2 years ago. Like, I know how this progression works. And so, I got to a point after a couple of conversations with them where, Will was like, hey, like, I think it's time for you to find yourself an agent. I was like, what?
Is this a movie?
Why do I need to have an agent? Like, what? I'd never thought about that before. And now you got kids that have advisors when they're 14. Mm-hmm. Like, crazy. Which, I mean, it's probably good because there's a lot of scumbags out there. Advisory is needed in this world, in this landscape nowadays. But so I ended up going on a hunt and looking for an agent. And I got one. His name was Scott Bartlett. And they run Bartlett Consulting Agency, or I guess hockey agency. I'm messing it up. Sorry, Bart's. Bartlett Sports Consulting Agency.
It's too long. That's why it's not your fault.
Yeah. But anyway, the Bartlett families, Brian Bartlett, Scott Bartlett. Wow, and I'm forgetting their dad's name. Don't kill me, Barts. Doesn't matter. It does matter. But they run Bartlett Agency, and they're a smaller group. And once again, I liked
like
feeling
family.
a part of it. Yeah, family oriented. It was a family ran, and there was a bunch of big agencies trying to get me, and I was like, I don't need to be another fish in your big pond. I don't need that. I want to and I was the only goalie that they would have had, and it was great. And they're based out of Chicago, super easy. So it's not like I'd always see him at the rinks. I just call him and have him do what he needs to do. He'd call me, and I'd do what I need to do, whatever. So jumped on with him, and then as the year progressed, and I was playing really well, getting really good looks. There was actually one game where we played Holy Cross. I gave up 6 goals, and Mitch Korn and Scott Murray. Mitch Korn was Capitals goalie coach at the time. Scott Murray was Hershey's goalie coach at the time. Scott Murray is now Capitals goalie coach, and Mitch Korn is now the head of the athletic goalie department with the Islanders, I believe. Yeah, I think it's the Islanders. Either way, it doesn't matter. One of the best goalie coaches in the world. They were at that game, gave up 6. They came down after, and they told my coaching staff that we love the guy. We love the way he plays. We love that he didn't quit.
Yeah.
Like if he would have thrown his hands up and then just looked like he quit, we were walking out of the building. But he didn't quit once. We love him. And so then I told Bartlett that, and he was like, dude, I feel like you're getting your hopes up. They're not going to sign you. You're a freshman out of Atlantic Hockey. And I was like, I get it. I know who I am. I know where I'm at. But the way these guys are talking, this might be a thing. And then sure as shit, as soon as our season ended at Mercyhurst, they offered me a max entry level contract, and I walked into the coach's office, and I did it the right way. And that's one of the big things that if I could preach to any kid, any parent, anything, don't burn bridges when you leave. Don't.
No.
We could do another podcast just based off of how small this hockey world is and how it's helped me get to where I'm at now in the hockey world. And every single one of them has to do with not burning bridges. Do it the right way, leave the right way, say goodbyes, say thank yous, shake hands, appreciate it no matter how mad you are, no matter what the situation is, leave the right way. And so I did. I sat down with John Ronan, Greg Gardner, and Rick Godkin, our coaching staff at Mercyhurst, and I was just like, hey, fellas, this is my offer. Can you guys rebuttal? I gave them an opportunity.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we just don't have the money the next couple of years to, up your scholarship. On top of that, we're Atlantic Hockey. They were like, you got an NHL contract in your hands. Make your decision. And it was just like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So the transition and it just almost felt natural, especially with the progression that I had the years leading up to it. Now, first time walking into Hershey's locker room, that was a whirlwind. Because it was that was the moment where it was this is one of the most prestigious pro hockey rooms and organizations in the world. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking in here and they're paying me to be here. That's when I was like, oh boy.
This is real.
This is I'm in trouble now. I faked it till I made it, and oh boy. And then ended up just having a really strong 8-year minor league career. It's hard, ladies and gentlemen, to make it once you're in the minors. Unless you're a high draft pick, it is, you got to grind, you got to go. And I just got married and got to a point, and my body was starting to break down. My knees weren't in the greatest condition, and it was just the right time to retire when I did. Otherwise, if everything would have stayed perfect, I'd still be playing right now. But bodies don't do that.
No.
And opportunities always always aren't there for you, and there's younger guys coming in all the time. So I don't know, like the transition for me, it wasn't shocking until like I was in the room, and then it was like, good God, like this is
a whole nother monster.
This is wild. Like I got Aaron Ness, who I grew up watching play out of Roseau, who played for the Gophers. Like I walked out and my stall was sitting across looking at him, and I was like, that is like one of the best Minnesota hockey players that I've seen come up in my lifetime, and I'm on the same team as him.
Yeah.
And I think he was 1 year off his entry level, or he maybe still a bit on his entry level at the time. And if that's the case, we were like arguably making the same amount of money, and it was just like that thought process to me was just like, what? Like you're a part of this tiny crew. Like they have 50 NHL, each team has 50 NHL contracts to give out each year. And I was one of those for 2 years, which is like pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
and as
cool.
like a rookie.
Right.
That's so cool.
It was wild. So, yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't say no to that.
Absolutely not. I can't imagine that.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You can. You played Division I. You can imagine it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
What made you fall in love with Goalie?
The
Why
gear.
did you choose
Come on,
Goalie?
the gear.
Oh, that's everybody's
The gear.
answer.
No, I like in baseball, like you can ask anybody I played high school baseball with. I was not afraid to get hit by a pitch. Like I'd lean into it. Ball would go over the plate, and it was just like I'd just lean into it and wear it. So
Yeah.
like I guess and I was a catcher in baseball. Like there's just I just had that psychopath switch to get in front of things, right? And I really enjoyed it. I like it, and I loved being able to like have so much control in the game. So my professional answer is that I loved the control and like how big of a part that the goalie plays in a game. It's a huge part. It's one of the biggest parts, right?
Yeah.
If your goalie doesn't show up, good luck, right? But then also the gear and like how personal you can make everything, and especially when you work with a company like Vaughn, like everything is personal to a T. So I just loved that, and I didn't know that about the whole background of the gear thing, but as I grew older and I fell in love with the position even more, like it's just an awesome world and a just awesome position in the sense of like how much control you have over the game. And so many people think that a goalie's just there, get in the net, go stop pucks. Like
a lot of people think it's just still a lot of people think that it's just like the little fatty in the net.
Mm-hmm. I don't think either of us fall into
I don't
that.
think so. Thank God.
Just a couple of twigs over here. Yeah, that is not the case anymore. And like you look at you look at somebody who's got a high, like just somewhat of a high percentage of body fat in between the pipes, they're slow. They're slow. Like you can't be that anymore.
No.
Can't be that. The Gump Worsleys are gone. He's a little pudge. Wait till you see a picture of him. He's a pudge.
I have to look that up later. Was your grandpa the person who got you into hockey?
No, I think it was my cousin Brett, to be honest. My dad didn't play hockey. To this day, I don't know if he could stand up on skates. I've never seen it. I want to see it now that we're talking about it.
This Christmas.
Yeah, this Christmas. Actually, we should get Tony and John to skate a lap together.
I would love that.
I think I think Tony would love that because he'd skate circles around him. But no, it was my cousin Brett who was actually the best man in my wedding. We talk like every day. Still, like he played hockey growing up, and I saw him playing hockey, and I was like, I want to do this. Like, and then I fell in love with it, and then fell in love with the position. So no, it wasn't my grandfather. It was honestly my older cousin Brett, who was playing at the time, and yeah, like just fell in love with it that way. And then like my grandfather was a big time Minnesota sports supporter. So whether it was go for hockey, go for football, go for baseball, Minnesota Wild, even the Lynx, like anything, he was hardcore Minnesota sports. And then so obviously he'd keep me up to date on Gophers and Wild. Like even still when I was playing, like he'd call me and give me an update on the Wild and be like, they need you, man. They need you. So not the reason why I started, but a huge reason why I fell in love with the game and enjoyed it and played as long as I did. And like I'd get calls after every weekend from him and like just checking in on the games. He'd watch all of them and like it. Same thing with my parents as well. But no, like it. I think the passion and the love for all sports came from up top for sure. But the hockey aspect came from my cousin Brett. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing that he got to be there for your whole career too.
Yep,
that's very special.
He got to see my first. My grandmother, we call her Grammy and Bup Up. Grammy and Bup Up were actually at Mercyhurst for my first career start.
Wow.
I got a picture of that too somewhere.
That's awesome.
So they were there for that. So
and then,
that was really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. And then speaking of the Wild, you still help them?
Yeah, I was actually just with them yesterday. Yeah. Man, my body. We'll see how long I can do this for. But yeah, they occasionally call me to come out and practice. And I mean, talk about a small world connection, right? Like Andy Ness is their power skating coach. I met Andy Ness probably 15 years ago when I was coming through the junior ranks. And I just walked up to him one day at a rink, just a kid. I was like, hey, let me get out there with your pro guys. And he was like, you're not there yet. Like, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And then like less than a year later, like he hit me up. He was like, hey, I could use you on help. The ice. I could use you. Like you're growing well. Like, and I came to him basically as a junior goalie. Like, can I come out with the pro skate? Like if a junior goalie came up to me now and wanted to get on our pro ice, I'd be like, no, like get out of here. So like, I get it. But then like a year later he hit me up and he was like, I'd love to have you out there. Like, just, come out work with all the pro guys, the college guys, junior guys that he had. And so that started that relationship. That was probably about 15 years ago. And then when I hung him up, same thing. Hey, I could use you, only he's now the skating coach with the Minnesota Wild and ended up like showing up to practice and it was at Tria, and it was a Minnesota Wild practice, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like this is kind of cool." And after my first practice there, they were like, "Dude, like, can you just like come whenever we need you?" I was like, "Yeah, like, I got a job that allows me to come here and be here for noon, so I can, I'll happily be here." And so now, like, they open the doors for me, like they let me into the whole locker room. I get to hang out with all the guys, and like I get a stall, like. Last year, my stall, whenever I'd show up, was right next to Fleury. Now it's right next to Gus. Like, it's pretty incredible. Like, they got a really good group of guys there. And then another small hockey world connection, Frederick Shabbat, who is the Wild's goalie coach. His son, Gabe Shabbat, and I played together for 2 years in Rapid City.
Oh.
So, like, I mean, I'll show up there and I'll be going through, like, I'll do a warm-up drill with the guys, and Freddie knows what I do, full-time goalie coach. He's a full-time goalie coach. Like, he'll have me come out for the goalie skates when I'm there, and he'll, like, come up and be coaching me. And I love it, one, because I'm a competitor, and it still doesn't stop. But it's also kind of funny, like, I'll just laugh to myself and be like, dude, like, I'm not getting better for anything. Like, I'm done, man. But, like, he's, like, way into it, and, like, coaches me while I'm there, and it's awesome. It's a really fun experience. I feel like I'm a part of the group, not a part of the team in any way. But it's a pretty dang cool experience. But all of it, once again, comes back to, like, small hockey world connections. Like, there's two big names in there that I know, Andy Ness and Frederick Shabbat, and those are the guys that are calling and texting me. Like, and then obviously know a handful of the guys from throughout the years and training in the summers and whatnot. So it's a pretty cool situation. I'm lucky to be able to do that. And like, none of that would happen if I, just decided to quit after getting cut. Like,
yeah. How many years ago? Like,
right.
That's insane.
Right? And so I laugh all the time with buddies, and it's like, who would have thought like my ticket to the NHL would have been retirement? Like, I had to retire to make it. So,
You know, that's okay.
right?
It worked out.
Yeah, it has.
Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you think.
Never.
Yeah.
Never does.
But it pays to be a good person and not burn those bridges, just like you said.
100%.
But thank you so much for coming on today, Adam. I really appreciate it. And good luck with everything in the future, all your coaching and your endeavors. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Good luck to you and your pod.
Thank you.
And let me know if you need to kill any more time. Okay?
Of course.
I'm always willing to come on. So
Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Slayed. You slayed that.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks, Adam.